What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 2 of Draft to Glory with the Washington Nationals. We are in the Rule 5 draft. We have potential to get some really good relievers here that are on the market, so that'll be good. Um, I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna take advantage of this. We're gonna take maybe two relievers and a position player if possible. I'm not gonna take five people. I just don't think that's really too realistic in a Rule 5. I think a bad team at most will take two or three. I remember the Padres doing that in the past. I think the Padres have taken four actually when they were a really bad team. So we're going to take four at most. We're not going to take any more or any less. So we got to be really smart with how we do this. Let's go ahead and start the Rule 5 draft and see who's there when we get there. Ooh, Austin Hedges might be pretty nice to have. He fits with our draft characteristic. Well, let's go ahead and auto pick to the Nationals pick in the Rule 5. Gavin Biggio is a possibility. Point 4 WAR, short time played, didn't play too much. Utility guy everywhere. Let's see. I I'm getting a little confused between my Angels and the um in this series. Let me see. Eduardo Garcia looks like to be our long tour. He'll be around playing shortstop for a while. I'll look to get him on a contract extension later. That looks like a shortstop. We could use a second baseman, Vargas. No, well, Vargas was really good. Who was our backup last year? Or who's our backup this year? Because Biggio can play a lot of places. Nolan Jones. So I think we are going to take uh, Gavin Biggio as a backup infielder, and we will need a backup outfielder. And the only way for us to add, well, we do have four outfielders, so maybe we don't need a backup outfielder. I don't think we need a backup outfielder, but I do think that we are going to need to draft that backup infielder. We are also going to end up calling our bigger prospects up. I've decided not to hold them back and to go ahead and call them up and try to build around our core and try to do something. We're still a ways away. We're a 70 and 92 team, but I think we're closer than I believed we were at the beginning of last year. It's not what I wanted to look there. Or do I take this guy? Leader, work ethic, intelligence, but he can't play as many positions as Biggio. I think we take Biggio here. I think this is a really good pick for us. Why Atlanta has him on the Rule 5, I don't know, but we will take that as a backup second baseman. Um, Austin Hedges as a backup catcher actually doesn't sound bad. Should be really good. I think, man, y'all, this is why it's hard because I said I was only going to take four, but like Austin Hedges and Biggio are really good backups to have, and they're going to be cheap. And I think we're going to take him. I think we're going to take him. Pablo Aleno isn't really as good as I thought he was going to be. Um, so we'll trade him for cash. But I think we'll do that with there, and then we'll go ahead and drop the clear that filter. Yes. Is there probably somebody that's going to be better than them that I'm going to regret not getting? Actually, no, not really. Guy only did play 5 games. I put up a 3.1 in Montreal. Yeah, no well. All right, we're gonna go look into the. I do want to just look at some of the guys here. Oh, Acuna's brother. Oh, the clickbait possibilities. I'm not gonna do it though. We drafted Acuna in the Rule 5 draft. Oh, that's so bad. It's true though. People actually do that though. I would draft him if I needed an outfielder, but I don't. I don't need an outfielder. There's no point in me doing that. I do know that I need some pitchers though. There ain't no doubt about that one. Should probably auto draft until our next pick though. That would probably be a wise move. All right, so we've got a decision to make. Mike Burrows. 597 last year. He was a 280 the year before that. Really good potential. Honestly, this could be a starter for us. It's along the low stamina end, but he looks really, really solid. Oh my goodness, these dudes are making it hard. I don't care about what their numbers were. I know that extreme fly ball in our ballpark may not be the best of things with younger, so we're gonna pass on him. Christian Mina to me is somebody that I'd be willing to take a chance on. I don't know though. I mean, to me, Burrows is really tempting. Even if he's a bad starter, he'd be a good long reliever for us. This is the starter, Jaden Hill. 40 stamina for us. So we're going to draft Jaden Hill, throw him into the starting rotation for sure, I think, with with the ground ball tendency. My Benham's not good enough. Chris Clark be a good enough guy to start, possibly. 3 ERA in AAA, seen as a leader, loyalty, and a high adaptability. Could honestly be a really good bullpen arm. I don't know about starter. But we're going to draft Jaden Hill as our starter, which we needed a third starter for this year, so I actually like that pick. And then I think well, let me look at Andrew Abbott. Maybe, ooh, I think we take a chance on Abbott. Let me check the 3.5 star guy. I like Abbott's pitch mix, even though it's only about 2 pitches. Ethan Small. Uh, no, extreme fly ball. I think we're going to leave him alone. I don't know. To me, Andrew Abbott is a possibly really good starter for us with the ground ball tendency. I don't think we can under deny that. Oh, and that was pick 4. I am going to take Burrows, but then I'm going to be done. I don't want to cheese it too much. I could really get a really good pin with what's here. Um, actually, I really want an extreme ground ball guy with some stuff. Actually, who's got high movement with a good stuff potential? Andrew Schultz. Eh, it's kind of tempting, but I would like somebody who's Chris Clark. We're gonna take Chris Clark, and that's gonna be the last pick that we make in the Rule 5. I'm not in a desired need to really draft a lot of these guys. The way we played last year, I think that's all we're gonna draft here, guys. We're gonna go ahead and auto draft the complete round. So that was our Rule 5 draft. International free agent signing should be coming up here soon. I will cut back to cover who we're going to offer in the international free agent signings, and then we'll go over who we get when that's over with, and then we will get prepared for the regular season. I will be back shortly, guys. See you in minutes. All right, guys, we are back in opening day. We're going to run a 25-man roster. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to run a 26-man roster for a few weeks, and then we are going to get this show on the road. We're going to be pretty much calling up almost an entire new infield, I believe, and almost an entire new outfield. Um, I'm ready. 3 struggling years. I should have shown you guys the first 2 years of drafting and things like that with a 50 and 102 record. The pitching staff's still a question, but I'm tired of holding these guys back. They're not going to get any younger. At this point, we just need to draft our pitching. We need to focus on pitching more than hitting. If there's some hitters available after we draft really good pitchers, then we'll hop in on them. I think at this point we're just looking for a few stud pitchers. Our bullpen's good. We just need a few like a stud or two in the starting rotation. And I think we have a chance. We're not far away, I don't think, from being a playoff contender. I do think we're far away from being a World Series contender. So we're gonna go ahead and sim 2 weeks. So we'll send next week, and then we'll hit one more next week sim. We'll see what the team's looking like. As you see, it's the very beginning of the season. We do have the number one team, the number one farm system in all of baseball. I don't expect that to change with what I expect it to change in a little while, but it's not going to change for the first 2 weeks. We got pulled out for some reason. I'm assuming I left somebody on the DFAs that I forgot about. It does look like that is what happened. Looks like we left a guy on the DFA. Mason Thomas or Thompson. As you can see, Dylan Cruz and Nevins are on the ability to be taken next year, so it's about time to get them into the major league roster. There's no more holding them off in AAA anymore. It's time to let these boys play and see what we can do with them. As you can see, we have a 3-3 record as of now. We're gonna go ahead and sim to the next week. Um, I wanted to see what the team looked like without adding the best players on the team because that's what we're about to do. Drafting's been really good, as you can tell by that AAA team. Um, we don't have a lot of organizational depth after the AAA team, though. There's talent, but it's really low. It's in the lower leagues right now. We don't have bridge gaps, honestly, to bridge the gap from the big talent that we have in AAA down to the guys we have in single A. But I'm hoping with this, with what we're about to do, with it'll progress the lower guys and thrust them up higher, and they'll start to thrive in what we're going to ask them to do. 4-6 record draft pool announcement is today. Um, go ahead and do just one more week. 4-6 right now, middle of the pack in our division. We're not out of it. Um, the Phillies are bad. I just watched. Man, couldn't you make me think that ball was out the ballpark? Sorry, y'all. I'm watching the Braves and Angels. I'm actually really excited. Watch Shohei play against my favorite team, the Atlanta Braves. I'm watching it and doing the recording at the same time. As you can see, we're 8-8. I think it's time to get the guy up that I think are going to make the difference. I have pretty much decided that I'm going to move this guy to center field. Jose Siri will become our backup outfielder with his ability. I think he can back up everyone really well. That's all I'm going to ask him to do. Right field, Damon Keith, I believe we are going to bump into the DH position unless Nunez is having a really good year. Nunez is having a really good year. I don't think we can do that. I think Keith is probably about to go either get traded away for cash or go down to AAA in case there's an injury or something. So Garcia's playing a really good short. I don't think we need to move him at this point, even though I do have somebody who can take his position in the future if he does down, if he starts to spiral down. Luis Garza is hitting really well right now. Right now, our offense is hot. Even Vargas is hitting really well. I can't get rid of Vargas. I'm not gonna call up everyone I thought I was going to call up. Honestly, the way this is going, um, CJ, we're gonna go ahead and demote him back down to AAA. He served as stopgap that we needed him to. I feel like Blake Hunt should be starting in front of Austin Hedges, but that is just me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm gonna bump Blake Hunt into the starting role over Hedges. Honestly, Hedges might be what's keeping our rotation intact. 70 catcher ability, 65. I mean, 65 catcher ability is not that big of a difference. We're gonna roll with Hunt there. Brett Bateman is going to. This is the guy we drafted actually, fourth round. He's been solid. I hate to not give him a chance, but the guys that are behind him are just way too good. They're gonna push him out. Um, I can honestly only do so much. So I think the first action is to go ahead and demote Damian Keith down to AAA. I think the second action is to go ahead and take. I can't take any of the infield at this point. We have two spots open, and that is going to go to Nivens and Cruz. And now we're going to pop them into the lineup. I've been waiting for about 2 years to pop these guys into the lineup and see what they can do for us. Um, as you can see, not a lot of people actually got bumped out. I have 5 infielders playing. It's because Nunez is playing DH. Okay. I honestly, I don't think we need Nunez. We need a first baseman. We're gonna demote Nunez. Man, that was a hard decision. We're going to throw Armando Cruz onto the 40 man. We're not gonna call him up. I do want you to see what Armando Cruz can do. He's struggling in AAA, so he doesn't deserve the call up right now. He's really good in the field. I'm hoping that his bat will come along just enough to where we can use him. But the call up is going to be Tommy White. He is not on the 40 man. That means I have to make room. So someone's got to go. Waive and designate for Simon DJ Hertz. I doubt he'll get taken off the waivers. Waive and designate for and yeah, yeah. I can't talk, guys. I'm sorry. Waive and designate him, and Tommy White comes in uh, to the team as well. I'm looking forward. This is a really good core in the middle of our lineup. I think this will be a great 1-2-3 punch for at least 7 years. I don't know if we're going to be able to extend these guys, but this just made our lineup a lot better. From the pitching aspect, I'm not in a hurry to call up anybody. Um, we seem to be doing decent enough in the pitching department. Um, just to show you guys what's coming up in the minor league system, I do want to show you real quick what we have coming through the system. Caden Sorrell, who I think can be a really good player for us. Where's he going to play? I don't know. At this point, we're just glad that he's starting to perform. Maybe a trade piece for cash down the road for other guys. Griffin Graves, as you can see, is developing a little slower than I would like him to. Good K per 9 to walk ratio. He's giving up a little more home runs than I want him to. Believe this guy could be a potential starter, 11th round pick if he turns out to be a bottom of the rotation starter. It's a great pick by us. Same here with Josh Noth. Just waiting for these guys to start developing. For us to get them to the major leagues, we need some starting pitchers. We have them coming. They're just in A ball. Yeah, they're always away. Yeah. So you see the predicament we're in. We've got good top of the line guys in the organization that just came up. Arroyo, who's going to be really good. Where's he going to play? It's a great question. We'll figure it out when he gets there. He's only 18. He's got a long way to go. He may not even hit that potential. I have a feeling he might with the work ethic, but we will see what happens there. As you can see, the Nationals DSL has 4 really good prospects, and the high A has nothing. Double A has really nothing. Single A has pretty much nothing, and Triple A has some left. After what we just did, we lost a good bit of it. It does have some talent left. Peyton Stovall, I'm looking forward to see him play second base on the major league level. Maybe this year or next year, depending on what happens with the team, how they play, how the second baseman plays this year. So far he's playing like I'm not gonna move him, so we're not gonna move him. Rotation, Chris Clark is doing really well, which that's good to see. Brent Herter is doing good. Joe Gatto isn't doing good at all, which isn't a good sign. It's actually kind of disappointing. Sean, who was really good last year, is not doing that great, and Brendan Collins isn't doing that great either. The bullpen's not doing great either. We're lucky to be 8-8. As you guys can tell, we're lucky to be 8-8. The way the pin is performing right now. Um, there's some bright spots. Giovanni Moran and has been really good. Cade Cavalli needs to bring it down. Jaden Hill just needs to settle down a little bit more. They are in short innings right now, so hopefully as the more they pitch, the better they will get. Gomez is doing really good, that's good to see. Man, I wish his changeup would just develop a little bit more, and he could be such a great starter, man. If that changeup could just talent change randomness to a 45 or 50, he'd be such a good starter. But right now, he's going to be a good pin arm for us in long relief. And Cole Henry actually is doing decently. He's not doing great, but you guys can see that's where we're at right now. As we sim through, I'm really excited to see what these prospects are doing. As you can see, Restillo is moved to the DH position, which the way he's been batting, I'm actually not opposed to. I want to see what he can do in the DH position. Um, and hopefully our young guys can perform the way we need to. Their first game, one gets an RBI and 2 hits. Tommy White gets a home run and 2 hits, and Nevins gets nothing and no hits. But it's all right. We won that game 6-4, 4-2. We take that one too. 2-8 loss. It's okay. It's all right. We're not too fussed about that. 3-2 win. Joe Gatto has a better start. 5 innings pitched, gives up 2 earned runs. Not bad against the team that he pitched against. 94 pitches. We'll take it. He's 4% exhausted. Way to go, Gatto. Way to win the game. 11-9 team record. As you can see, 1-2. We just lost 1-2, which that's okay. I'm not too stressed about a 1-2 loss. We lost another 1-2 loss to St. Louis. We are second in the NL East. Um, I did not think we'd be second in the NL East. Not this year. Player for designated assignment here. Two guys actually. DJ Hertz, whose movement and stuff can actually come in handy in the bullpen maybe in the future, which we actually want to see him improve. Peyton Stovall, Nunez, and Keith are leading the charge down in AAA. This draft, we're going to look for some college guys to add some depth to the Double A, in Single A areas. We're going to look for we our priority in the first few rounds is starting pitching. We need to hit on a starter this year. We have a small window of opportunity right now. I mean, you guys can see Jose Siri is batting eighth, and Garcia is not a bad 7-hole hitter. Top of our lineup is doing pretty good too. Vargas has a .8 WAR on pace for a 5.5. I doubt he keeps that the whole year, but he's playing good right now, so we need to take advantage of what we've got. Beat Miami 8-4, lose to Miami 2-4. We are first in the NL East. This team, the draft only team in a year 4 of of draft only, is in first place in the NL East. I cannot believe that. I can't believe it. That's insane. But I mean, you guys can see the lineup that we've built is really good, and just if our starters and our bullpen can just give us a little bit. We don't need a lot. They don't have to be the best in the NL. We just need them to give us some solid outings, keep the starter ERA in the teens for Major League Baseball, and we have a chance. I mean, if you look at what we're doing, Tommy White has started off his career absolutely on fire. Dylan Cruz the same. Spencer Nevins is even hitting really well, and everyone else around them is still hitting really well. So I mean, I think we have a chance. I mean, I didn't think we'd have a playoff team in year 4. I had gotten tired of sitting there and telling myself that we weren't ready for the best players on the team to make an impact. And obviously, I honestly should have pulled the trigger earlier and brought these guys up maybe 2 years ago. Um, but they're in their prime. Um, can we go on a run? It's possible. Do we fall off? I don't know. Stick with us to find out. I'm going to sim all the way to the end of May. I'm actually really ecstatic about. I didn't think we would be winning this early, which this is actually a really good sign because maybe this will give us a chance to actually go in and can we get like a contract offer with you? Like you've been playing really well for us. Like, can you give us something solid? I'm not ready to risk that. Um, On the salary side of things, we did release um what's his name? Uh Steven Strasburg. We released Steven Strasburg last year, and he had 2 more years left on his deal. I just got tired of watching a one star absolutely just crap the bed every single time he started. I mean, his ERA was worse than Gatto's. Honestly, Gatto needs to really get out of my rotation right now. Sean being this bad is kind of surprising last year with what he did. I don't know what's going on. I don't think our defense is any worse. I actually would think it would be a little bit better with the guys that we just added with Cruz. Well, White playing first base isn't that much better, but Nevins is a really good player too. Tommy White producing that -0.2 WAR, but still winning games with his bat. He's probably going to move to DH, honestly, after seeing that. Um, Honestly, after seeing him do that, it may not be a bad idea to bump Peyton Stovall back to first. 1-11 loss to Miami there. It's not good. Second place team. We're gonna fall off after I sat there and smiled about how good we were doing. 9-2 win after a 6-7 loss. Still hanging in there. Still really worried about this starting rotation. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Almost to the end of May, and then we're gonna cut this off. But just wanted to give you guys a preview of what the year entitles. Dylan Cruz, a first-round draft pick in 2023, spent 3 years in the AAA system, and as you can see, he's been ready since 2025. I just wanted to wait a little bit longer, and me waiting longer made it to where Tommy White was ready to come up with Cruz and Nivens. Nivens is being a little disappointing right now with a negative WAR, which is actually a little surprising. Maybe we move Nevins to left field and bump Cruz to right field. That might be what we. Well, Cruz ain't really made for right field either. Maybe we move Restaio. I don't know what his name is. Maybe we move Vladimir uh, to right field and DH Nevins. I don't know. Nevins isn't doing that well. He was really good in AAA. We'll see what happens. Garcia is having another really fantastic year at the shortstop position. Man, I just don't want to pay 26 million to that guy on the back end. 19. We're starting to win, so they're starting to actually be interested in signing reasonable contract extensions. So hopefully we'll keep winning and maybe we'll get better contract extensions. 7-1 victory for first place as we approach the end of May. What a great start by this Washington Nationals draft to glory team. I mean, just very surprised at how well we came out of this year four. I didn't think that we would even be, I thought we'd be mid pack of the division, which I mean, a few losses we could be honestly mid pack of the division, but I am extremely surprised. Our bullpen is settling in. The starters are kind of getting rocked a little bit, which I'm thinking it might be because we don't have. Um, let's hook the starters a little quicker, and maybe that'll ease some of the starters' ERA and rely on our really good back end of the bullpen. 6-12 loss at Colorado, 11-9 win at Colorado. Last game of May here against Colorado, and we lose it 5-8. That's all right. 2.5 from the first place Mets. The Mets are winning by, let me guess, free agent dealings. Yep. Number one budget in all of baseball, fourth in player payroll. Can I just say, in real life, what the Mets have done this year is very disappointing. I know you don't really expect that from a Braves fan to say that, but I actually thought the Mets were going to be a good team. I didn't think they were going to be as good as everybody had said they were. I just think when you invest a lot of money into two older starters, I think you're kind of asking for it at 75 million for Scherzer and for Verlander. If it worked out, obviously I would have been wrong, but as of now, I've been right. But in total, I thought the Mets would be better than they are this year. The Marlins have been have been a real surprise in real Major League Baseball. They're even being a little bit of surprise now. The Phillies being last in the league in our game, along with the Braves being second to last in the NL East, is very surprising to me. I didn't expect that, but they got a really good closer. I wish I had somebody like Edwin Diaz. I wish I could find somebody like that. We might we might find one in the draft. I don't know, but I think this is definitely a crucial draft for us. The way we're playing, there's a very good chance that we don't have an early pick next year. So hope we get a loaded class and somebody falls to us that can help us, a college guy preferably, but if not, we'll just keep building our system through the international free agent market, picking up some good Rule 5 guys for depth pieces like we did with Gavin Biggio, who I think has been a solid pickup for us on the lineup side of things. He's played 45 games. He's batting 245. He's doing what I asked him to do. Brett Bateman, who I think is just a really good outfielder for us to play in every position. You see, with a 325 average in 36 games, he's doing what we need him to do. He's hitting really well, which that's good to see. Another guy that we drafted. I think draft wise this year we focused infield for defensive ability, maybe short and second base. The main focus is finding some starting pitchers or just some pitchers in general. We need to get back to drafting some pitchers. We've been drafting hitters really well. We need some pitchers to develop here. But I like to thank everyone for watching this episode of episode two, Draft to Glory. I do have to apologize for not showing the first two seasons. I know everybody would love to watch my team struggle to win more than 55 games. I didn't think about that. I just wanted to get to where we would be in contention, but I think I kind of ran myself out of this series by doing that. So I think next time we do this Draft to Glory, uh, I really want to pick a really good team, like a team that has a lot of budget, and make it to where firings are off and see how fast that budget with a high development, high scouting, high international, high international kind of grabbing the best players every year in the international, how long it would take that team to start winning games. With this one, it was pretty simple. The thought was to draft college guys that could be major league ready, that could make us competitive, and then sign younger guys in our international system, which we're still waiting for them. They're still a few years away, but the college guys have been really crucial to what we've been doing, as you can see with the impact that Crew Nevins and the first baseman have had on us and Tommy White so far. Um, all around, this has been a really good episode two. Can't wait to see you guys for episode three of Draft to Glory. Hopefully, we can keep this going. Hopefully, the guys in the system will develop. I want to thank you guys for rocking with me. I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Peace.